And we will continue with failed TV shows from 2001. So let's see how many of these we know, huh?
In 2001, network TV was all over the place. The Friends were still on top, reality TV was just getting started, and every major network was scrambling to launch the next big thing. Be it supernatural, legal, dramatic, or just plain.
Okay, that was just weird for them to basically go on a still from Smallville and say supernatural, but okay.
Weird. Some of those shows made it. These, well, didn't. From haunted hospitals and werewolf towns to a prequel nobody asked for, and a spin-off that accidentally predicted world events. These are 10 failed TV shows of 2001. The strange, ambitious, and forgotten series that crashed and burned in spectacular fashion. I will not be including sitcoms today because I covered those in a dedicated video, and I'll leave a link in the description. Number 10, The Education of Max Bickford.
Holy shit! Richard Dreyfuss and Marcia Gay Harden? And they fucking killed it? Motherfuckers, this is Richard goddamn Dreyfuss! How could you fuck up something with him in it? Well, it started in September of 2001 and it concluded in 2002. So this is referencing shows that launched in 2001. Fucking Katie Sackhoff was in this? Holy shit! This was a cast!
CBS had high hopes for The Education of Max Bickford, casting Oscar winner Richard Dreyfuss in the lead role. He played Max, a college professor and recovering alcoholic, trying to rebuild his life while teaching at a women's college in Massachusetts.
If you want your parents to pay $100,000 for college so that you can buy papers off the internet, I can't stop you.
Dreyfuss was coming off the TV movie The Day Reagan Was Shot, and this show aimed to be his big return to weekly television. It even got a prime slot, 8 p.m. Sunday nights right after 60 Minutes. But that prestige placement didn't last long. Within weeks, ratings dropped and CBS quietly fired 2 producers. Officially, they called it creative adjustments. But that usually just translates to, we're scrambling. But here's the thing, critics liked it. They called it intelligent and praised the supporting cast. But as a viewer, it was kind of a slog. Dreyfuss narrating in real time.
Yeah, the problem was in 2001, TV audiences aren't really looking for cerebral type shows. 2001 TV audiences were looking for either action or they were looking for comedy. And they weren't wanting to be intellectually stimulated. Unfortunately. And it may have very well been a good show, but it wasn't something for people to enjoy.
Time somehow made things feel slower, not deeper.
The one thing that Skyler did know was right in his life was his kid.
To make matters worse, CBS kept bumping it for other shows. Touched by an Angel, Survivor finales, you name it. After 22 episodes and not much momentum, Max Bickford quietly flunked out and didn't return for season 2. Number 9, First Years.
Joe, how can you talk about the boss like that? Well, he pays me to. I mean, he pays me to berate him. He pays me to remind him what an immoral excuse for men's genitalia he really is.
Okay, that is sick.
I know. I do it for free.
First Years is an American remake of the cult British drama, This Life. The premise? 5 young lawyers sharing a house in San Francisco trying to balance courtroom chaos with personal drama. Think Friends meets The Practice, but with less charm and fewer laughs.
I'm back letting that vindictive, cold-hearted, she-devil, spawn of Satan suck my bank account dry.
Yeah, I can see why this didn't do well. That scene alone sucked. That dialogue delivery right there just sucked. I am not surprised nobody was interested in this.
Filing a complaint.
The cast was promising. Mackenzie Aston, Ken Marino, Samantha Mathis, Sydney Tamia Portier, and the pre-psych James Roday. But good casting only gets you so far when you're scheduled against Everybody Loves Raymond and Ally McBeal on a Monday night. After just 3 episodes, the ratings were in freefall. NBC panicked.
I wish Angel had another season. It hit a cliffhanger so hard you would be on the other side of the cliff.
I know, Darkseid, and what they ended up doing is they ended up continuing it in comic format. They actually did. They did a comic book continuation of Angel after the series concluded.
Episode 3, titled "There's No Place Like Homo," was the last straw.
You think it should be higher on the wall?
I think it should be lower in a drawer.
The show was yanked from the schedule and replaced with reruns of Law & Order and Dateline. Number 8, Pasadena.
It's this one. Okay. This feels
Before
soap
the White
opera
Lotus made Mike White a household name, he created Pasadena, a moody, twisty drama that aired on Fox in the fall of 2001. The story centers on Lily McAllister, a teenager living a privileged life among Pasadena's elite.
Lily, someday you'll realize that when you come from our family, everyone knows who you are.
Am I crazy, or is anybody else getting Gilmore Girls vibes from the descriptor? I don't know.
Until a murder in her family's mansion kicks off a mystery involving long-buried secrets and a tangled web of lies. Sounds juicy, right? Well, viewers didn't think so. Despite having a pilot directed by Diane Keaton and a sharp, stylish tone, the show failed to gain any traction. Pasadena got stomped in the ratings by Reba on the WB.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, the fact that this show got its ass kicked by Reba on the WB? Not good. Not good. I mean, Sarah Point, Action Bastard, like, Reba has talent, but Reba, the show Reba was a basically dumb sitcom. And the fact that it beat out this murder mystery is just, ow.
Every single week. Fox aired just 4 episodes before pulling the plug, leaving 9 episodes unaired. Even with star power and high-end pedigree, Pasadena was gone faster than Speedy Gonzales. Number 7, Big Apple.
Oh, no. Wait. Ed O'Neill and Michael Madsen? Holy shit! Yes, that was Al Bundy. I'm pretty sure this is a cop show. I'm reasonably sure he's a cop in New York, and this is Al motherfucking Bundy as a cop. Ugh. Keep it straight? What? Johnny Wahlberg was in this? Holy shit! Okay, this had quite the cast to it. God damn!
Big Apple was CBS's bold attempt to break into the prestige cop drama space. The show followed two NYPD detectives, Mooney, played by Ed O'Neill, and Trout, played by Jeffrey Pierce, as they teamed up with the FBI to solve a murder tied to organized crime. Ed O'Neill in a gritty crime drama? Yep.
They think they're going to dress me down for doing my job?
This was a major departure.
Honestly, I think Ed O'Neill could do well as in a cop drum. I really do think that Ed O'Neill has the chops to do well as like in a series cop drama. Like right there when you just heard his line.
Gritty crime drama? Yep.
They think they're going to dress me down for doing my job?
This was a major departure.
I absolutely think he could pull it off. Absolutely. I think Ed O'Neill I think could have done really well in that role. Like he has dramatic chops that not enough people give him credit for, I think. And I think he probably did really well in this role.
Departure from Al Bundy. And honestly, he was pretty solid. The series was clearly designed to go head-to-head with NBC's ratings monster ER. But despite its ambition and the dark, slow burn tone, Big Apple just didn't catch on.
Fitting right in.
What a love fest.
Viewers didn't bite. CBS pulled the plug after airing 6 of its 8 produced episodes. The last 2 didn't see the light of day until 2008, when they aired quietly in syndication on Universal HD. It had pedigree, mood, and a solid cast. Number 6, Philly.
This. Keep delaying. Tom Everett Scott? You know what? Okay, we've got a cast. We have got a cast on this one. Don't know her. Or man.
From TV heavyweight Stephen Bochco, the mind behind NYPD Blue and LA Law, came Philly, a legal drama starring Kim Delaney as Kathleen McGuire, a tough defense attorney juggling high-stakes cases, courtroom drama, and single motherhood.
Well, if screwing in a closet's your idea of a first date, what are you doing tonight?
She ran a small Philadelphia law firm with her partner, Will, played by Tom Everett Scott, sparred professionally with her ex-husband, who just so happened to be a prosecutor.
Yeah, and okay, so he was a scum. I'm guessing they made him a scumbag. Because this guy, did this actor Huffman always plays a scumbag. He has, unfortunately, is a character actor that has unfortunately been typecast as a scumbag in every role that he's hired for. Gary, he's like every role I have ever seen him in, he plays a slimy, greasy scumbag.
The prosecutor, and started a romantic fling with a judge, played by James Denton, pre-Desperate Housewives. On paper, Philly had everything: a strong female lead, complex legal battles, relationship drama, and the Bochco name behind it. But somehow, none of it stuck.
I don't question that he might be a really nice guy in real life. It's just he's unfortunately typecast in literally every role he gets, unfortunately. And I feel bad for him for that.
At a full 22-episode season, Philly struggled in the ratings from day one and quietly wrapped up in May 2002 without a second season. It wasn't a total disaster. It just never made a compelling enough case to keep viewers tuned in. Number 5, Ponderosa.
You see, you've been branded Hoss.
Hoss? What's that supposed to mean?
You see, what you do can come around and bite you right in.
What Adam is trying to say, Hoss?
Yeah, Hoss.
No, wait just a minute.
I'm afraid it's too late. Hoss.
I'm gonna get you for this, Adam. I'll find you in the...
Still Hoss.
Oh, not you too, Mom.
That's right, Hoss.
Yeah, that's Ponderosa as in Bonanza, the prequel. Set 10 years before the classic Western. This series followed a younger Ben Cartwright as he tried to raise his 3 sons, Adam, Hoss, and a not-quite-grown little Joe.
Don't worry.
Looks like the prequel curse is not limited to modern day and stretched all the way back to 2001.
Little Joe.
Well, any Caucasian, it's honestly, that's not unusual because season premieres occur in September. That's why we're seeing so many of these where their premiere date is September. That's when TV shows traditionally premiered new series. It's unfortunate.
Joe. You know, I like the sound of that. It's got a ring, don't you think?
On a rough patch of land that would one day become the iconic Ponderosa Ranch. It had horses, heart, and heritage, but unfortunately, not much of an audience. Ponderosa premiered on PAX, and while producer Beth Sullivan originally planned to shoot around Los Angeles, the network moved production to Australia to cut costs. Ironically, one of the reasons the show ended up being so expensive. Despite its connection to one of the most beloved TV shows of all time, Ponderosa failed to rope in viewers. After just one season, the show was canceled, leaving the Cartwrights to ride off into the Australian sunset. Number 4, Night Visions.
This one seems familiar to me. Can't remember if I know about this one.
Or American Horror Story, there was Night Visions, a short-lived horror anthology series on Fox that delivered 2 twisted tales per episode, each exploring the supernatural or the darker corners of human nature. It had a cool...
So, Tales from the Crypt? Or a creep show? Yeah, Cortez, exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, this sounds like they were trying to do a Tales from the Crypt, but maybe trying to make the stories more, even though they're supernatural, it sounds like maybe they're more grounded. And obviously, in an F Crypt Keeper. Ryan, I don't think Twilight Zone. I don't think, it doesn't feel like they were going for a Twilight Zone feel there. This was, because Twilight Zone was just like, kind of off the wall. This is more grounded than Twilight Zone. Anubis, maybe like an adult Goosebumps, that could be it. That might be a fair assessment, like an adult Goosebumps.
Creepy tone and some decent production value. But what really made it stand out, the host, music icon Henry Rollins. He served as the Rod Serling-style narrator.
We amend the proverb to read, "Hell hath no fury, like a dead woman scorned."
Although oddly...
That thing brought was bad. Oh, that was not good. That just wasn't good. It wasn't. Oh, no.
He went uncredited the entire time because nothing says mystery like Henry Rollins looming in the shadows, refusing a title card. Despite its ambitions and cult potential, Night Visions didn't last. It aired randomly between 2001 and 2002, often shuffled around the schedule. Fox never seemed sure what to do with it. And without a consistent time slot or much marketing, the show...
Anubis, I will respectfully disagree. I thought Henry Rollins did okay in Johnny Mnemonic. Henry Rollins actually did fairly good in his short role as I forget the character's name, but as a doctor, as like basically a Ripper in Johnny Mnemonic. I thought he did okay. I don't think he's a bad actor, but obviously his direction for this show was fucking terrible.
Faded into obscurity after just one season. Creepy, weird, and strangely ahead of its time. Night Visions is a forgotten gem for horror fans who like their...
Oh! Okay, these two are known. I forget his name. He's a character actor from a lot of movies. This one, I can't remember his name. It's like Paul something, I believe. He's the one that played the detective in CSI. In the regular CSI Las Vegas show, he was the detective that worked with the CSI guys throughout the entire series. For the life of me, I cannot remember his name. He's a good actor. He's absolutely a good actor.
Scares with a little side of surreal. Number 3, All Souls.
God, a haunted hospital drama. Okay.
All Souls was Grey's
Never heard of
Anatomy
them.
meets The Shining, a paranormal.
Dang. Okay, so now we know what he was doing before CSI Miami. Adam Rodriguez was one of the lead. Paul Guilfoyle. Thank you, Anubis. Yeah. Boy, back to back. First we have Paul Guilfoyle, who was in CSI, and now we have Adam Rodriguez, who's in CSI Miami. We have 2 CSI alums in this list. How about that?
Hospital drama inspired by the cult miniseries The Kingdom. The show followed Dr. Mitchell Grace, a new medical intern at All Souls Hospital, who quickly realized his new workplace was less teaching hospital and more gateway to hell. Between ghost sightings and unethical experiments conducted by the staff, things got spooky fast. It came from an unlikely pairing of names. The show's executive producers included horror-savvy Mark Frost from Twin Peaks, producer Aaron Spelling, and his longtime partner, E. Duke Vincent. A bizarre blend, but critics were surprisingly into it. Eric Mink of the New York Daily News praised its atmospheric horror, saying it would set the dragging knuckles of UPN's core audience all a-tingle, which might be the most backhanded compliment in television history.
God.
Despite solid reviews, UPN didn't know what to do with the weird little ghost show. It aired just a few episodes before
Cortanas, do not disrespect House in that way.
vanishing into the ether, which is pretty fitting for a haunted hospital drama. Number 2, Wolf Lake.
That's right, this was the Lou Diamond Phillips show. Holy crap! We got some big names. Lou Diamond Phillips, Tim Matheson, Mia Kirshner. Holy shit! Don't know who that is. Mary Elizabeth Winstead? He got some names in this. Holy shit! It's a werewolf show, Rex.
Seattle cop John Kanan proposes to his girlfriend Ruby, and she happily accepts. But moments later, she's attacked. And all John finds is her severed hand. Naturally, he heads to her mysterious hometown of Wolf Lake to search for answers. What he doesn't know is that Wolf Lake is home to a secret society of werewolves.
And yes, Caucasian, Twilight. Technically, Twilight was in Forks, but the same state. It was in the same state.
Some of whom have survived the change and now live separately from the town's regular residents in a privileged area known as The Hill. Wolf Lake was CBS's attempt to mix supernatural horror with small-town mystery. It had an eerie atmosphere, a committed cast, and more than just a few Twin Peaks vibes. But airing just days after 9/11, audiences weren't exactly in the mood for gothic werewolf drama. The show was canceled after 5 episodes. 9 were produced.
Yeah, unfortunately, the events of 9/11 probably killed a whole bunch of shows. Which, unfortunately, it is what it is. Like, obviously, no one could anticipate this kind of thing. And who knows how many of these shows might have actually been able to survive. It's just, this was an event in our top period in history when 9/11 happened, and, you know, in Hollywood's, you know, or the TV industry's attempt to put out something new, and it's not like they could dial it back. You know, it's not like they could say, oh shit, this just happened, we need to put this back in the can for a few months. It's tragedy, you know, a national tragedy of that scale will trump TV every fucking day.
and the full series eventually limped over to UPN, which aired the remaining 4 episodes in 2002. Despite its short run, Wolf Lake earned 2 Emmy nominations. Number 1, The Lone Gunman.
Yeah. Oh boy, who knows this one? Who knows about this one? The X-Files spinoff. Yeah. Yep. And this is the one that basically predicted 9/11. Yeah. Honestly, the problem is they were trying to capitalize off of the X-Files fame, and it's just it couldn't capitalize on it. The show just wasn't. These characters worked a lot better as sort of side or cameo characters in X-Files than having their own show. Some characters, they just work better as like side characters or cameo characters, and they can't do their own show. It just doesn't work.
Spun off from The X-Files, The Lone Gunman followed the fan-favorite trio of Mulder's conspiracy theory buddies as they uncovered government
I know
secrets,
about it.
corporate corruption, and high-tech cover-ups. It had an impressive creative team behind it.
Oh shit, right at the end, but hang on, chat. I'll be right back in 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, Scout, unfortunately, I think she ate her food too fast. I could hear her through the noise cancellation going, So, yeah, unfortunately, Scout ate a little too fast. She's okay. She's fine. Don't worry. She's fine. It happens. It happens. She eats her kibble too fast, but yeah, she's fine. Don't worry. She's okay.
Corporate corruption and high-tech cover-ups. It had an impressive creative team behind it. X-Files creator Chris Carter, along with future Breaking Bad mastermind Vince Gilligan. And though the tone was lighter and more satirical than its parent show, The Lone Gunman still packed in some eerie storytelling.
And I think that might have been part of the failure of The Lone Gunman. It was an X-Files spin-off, but they upped the comedy. And I think that might have been the problem, is that X-Files, people went into The Lone Gunman expecting an X-Files-esque show, and when you dial up the comedy on an X-Files spin-off, it's going to turn people off because people liked the seriousness of the X-Files. And, comedy and X-Files just doesn't mesh.
Case in point, the pilot episode airing on March 1st, 2001, just 6 months before 9/11. It featured a plot where rogue elements within the U.S. government hijack a commercial airliner, an attempt to crash it into the World Trade Center to justify a profitable new war. Yeah, that really happened.
Yeah. So that happened. Oh, yeah. And I suspect that a lot of the conspiracy theorists about 9/11 being an inside job probably came from people that watched this episode. All of the people that were saying oh, it was an inside job. Chances are that because this aired only 6 months before it, they basically looked at this aha, we've seen behind the curtain. We know it's to be true.
And on Fox in primetime. The heroes did manage to stop the attack, but in real life, The Lone Gunman couldn't escape its own doomed fate. Ratings dropped, and Fox canceled it just after 13 episodes, ending the show on a cliffhanger. That storyline was eventually resolved in a season 9 episode of The X-Files, titled Jump the Shark. Despite the short run, the series earned mostly positive reviews, and Vince Gilligan has gone on record saying it's the show he's most proud of. Unfortunately, timing is everything, and The Lone Gunman flew a little too close to reality. Love them or leave them, these 2001 misfires are part of TV history. Each one a snapshot of a wild year when networks were throwing everything at the screen.
And genetically, to your point, like X-Files did have some more humorous episodes, but the problem is that they were interspersed. Like the show in and of itself was serious, but there were some episodes that had some humor in them that worked versus The Lone Gunman as a whole being more humorous with less seriousness. And I think that was where the fallacy was.
See what would stick. If you enjoyed this trip down Forgotten TV Lane, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Which of these shows do you remember? And which one do you think deserves a second chance? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next deep dive into the shows that time and ratings forgot.
Right. That was good. That was pretty fun, wasn't it?